What you're going to see in these numbers today, friends, is the financial cost of burnout. I've been producing an income report for 7 years now, only a couple of years on YouTube, but more than that over on my blog. And this is the first year that I am reporting a decrease on the previous year's income. And actually, when it comes to my content creator business, I'm reporting on the lowest level of income since I first started writing these reports. I won't go into too much detail about burnout in this video here because I've made 2 other videos on it that you can go watch if you'd like to hear more. I've had to scale way back on running my business over the last year as I've dealt with burnout, been trying to recover, and as you're going to see, as a result of that, my income streams have taken quite a hit. So let's get into it. And you know what? We're going to rip the band-aid off and start with my content category of income, which is where I saw the biggest losses. In the past year, I earned £6,158 from content, and that is a 90% decrease on the income that I earned in this category compared to last year. Around half of this income came from my channel sponsorship that I had with Figma, and then a further 38-ish% came from AdSense, from ads on YouTube videos. 7% was from affiliate commissions, a very small amount, just £438. And then an even smaller percentage from content sponsorships. And this actually just represents one sponsorship that I got on my newsletter in the past year. I have been saying for years in these reports that I need to decrease the reliance that my business has on content income. And this is why. When I'm not making content, I can't charge for a channel sponsorship. I can't take on new video sponsors. And even though I have a backlog of videos up on my channel that are evergreen and people, are still watching them all the time, my AdSense income decreased a lot too, because when you're not uploading as much, YouTube just doesn't prioritize you in the algorithm. And of course, with affiliate commissions, if I'm not talking about the tools that I use to do my work in my content, then that's less chance to share my links out there for other folks to maybe try them out. This is just wild to me. The fact that last year I was earning an extra £61,000 through making content, and now it's down to a little over 6,000. Overall, content made up about 55% of my business income for the year, and that is more the percentage when we think about the income stream split that I was hoping to reach with content, but I really wanted to reach it by increasing the other income streams, not just suddenly losing all of this content income. Let's move on to some slightly more positive news in my products and services income category. Now, this category saw a 61% increase on the previous year's earnings, which I'm very proud of, but I will say that the majority of the work and effort that went into that increase did happen before I accepted that I was in burnout and kind of put a pause on things. In total, I earned £4,845 in this category. And this is a category I have been building up very intentionally, trying to add one new product or service each year. We'll start with what made up the smallest chunk of this category though, which was font sales, my font grayscale, which I launched, I can't remember when, 2020, I believe. So, it's around 4 years old now. It only brought in £314 this year, but that's okay. I haven't done a whole lot of promoting of it, but I still am really proud of that font and think it's great. And it's nice to see sales trickle in every now and then, so you can check it out if you're interested. Next is my vector pack called Scribbles. This is something that I sell through the Figma community, and it earned me around £363 this year, which I'm really excited about for a product that only costs $5 for people to buy. We'll skip this next one actually for a second, just go to mentoring, which earned me £622. Quite a large decrease in this category, but I'm not surprised because I only took mentoring calls for around 3 months of the financial year that I'm reporting on. I still haven't started them back up again, and quite honestly, I don't know when I will. I'm sure I will at some point, but that might be a few years away. I'm finding that because I now lead a team of 5 people and I'm on one-on-one calls and mentoring my team every single week, I just haven't had the energy to put into offering this as a service again. But moving on to the new product that I added to my business in the past year, and that is my Crafting a Personal Brand workshop. I really enjoy speaking at conferences, hosting workshops, running trainings for people, helping them have that aha moment where they learn something. And honestly, the invitations to speak at events, ones that actually pay well, fit with my schedule, etc., they've been few and far between the past few years. And so I decided I was going to host my own event. I have always been a big believer in the power of personal branding. It's gotten me really far in my career. And with the state of the tech industry and job hunting, etc., I knew that my approach to personal branding, if I put it into a framework that people can follow, it could really help folks stand out in their job hunting, or maybe if they're trying to kick off a freelancing career. And so I created the Crafting a Personal Brand workshop. This ran in August and I sold tickets to it for for $39 each, although I did do an early bird discount as well. But all in all, the live event earned me £3,061, which is far more than the biggest like speaking fee I've ever been paid. I think the most that I've ever been paid to speak at a conference is like $1,500 US. And so I'm really proud that this bet paid off. It was obviously a lot more work to sell tickets myself and like, do the marketing for the event myself. But I got really great feedback from folks who were on the live stream, and I decided to sell the recording of the live stream to folks as well, along with access to the workbook that I put together to go through the framework. And so I've also earned, this is what this one is here, 10% of the products category came from on-demand workshop sales, and that earned me about £485. I would really like to run this workshop live again. I don't know if that's something that I'm going to have the energy to do by the end of the year, or maybe it'll be something that I do at the start of the year, sort of like a new year, new you type thing. But if you're interested and you need some personal brand training now, you can check out the on-demand workshop linked in the description. And I'm also including, for anyone who buys the on-demand workshop, like free access to the next live event that I put on as well. So just saying. Speaking of this workshop, and honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to address this in this video because technically it's a zero when it comes to an income stream. I did try to host a live, like in-person version of this workshop in Auckland. My friend Ellen has an amazing content studio. I thought it'd be so fun to like put together an event there in April when I was there visiting my family. Sadly, I underestimated how difficult it would be to sell tickets that cost a couple hundred New Zealand dollars to Kiwis about their personal brand. I don't know. I definitely could have put more effort into the marketing. And I reached this point during the promotion period, maybe some of you even heard me talk about it, where I was like, okay, I either need to double down or say no to this for now. And given my energy levels and the burnout, I decided I'd say no to it for now. So I refunded the like 2 people who had bought tickets and I moved on. And if you want to know more about that, we did record an episode on the Design Life podcast about this, so I'll leave that linked. But we're going to move on now because this is a income stream video and not a things that didn't earn me income video. So let's go on to the membership income category. This one, the smallest it's ever been, I think, a 57% decrease, bringing in just £198. My share of the Design Life Patreon brought in £81, and then YouTube channel membership brought in £116. Thank you to anyone who is still a YouTube channel member despite me not putting up many videos. I seriously, no hard feelings if you want to cancel for now and maybe come back when I'm actually doing more live streaming and things again. But I do really appreciate your support for the months that you have given it. Fem and I really need to do something about Design Life income because we really need that podcast to pay for itself. We're starting to think about sponsors for that show as the best way to go about doing that though, rather than the Patreon. So if anyone watching by any chance would be interested in sponsoring Design Life, it's one of the oldest ongoing podcasts about design hosted by 2 women. So hit me up. Okay, let's go back to good news again and talk about design income. So the income in this category comes solely from my work as creative director at ConvertKit, soon to be Kit. Maybe even we're called Kit by the time I upload this video. And overall in this category, I earned £183,500. And I'm well aware that this is a lot of money. And this level of income is why I can smile my way through talking about all the decreases and losses that I've experienced in my business over the past year due to burnout, because I have never had to rely on that money for paying my bills. My job as creative director more than covers it. I am fine. That's not to say that it is not very depressing and honestly a little embarrassing to go from having a content creation side business that earns, I think it was nearly £65,000 last year, to earning around 11,000 this year. That is a big loss, and that's on burnout. It's also on me for not having set up a sustainable business where I still get paid even if I'm not producing content. But yeah, hindsight is 2020. I wish I'd taken my own advice sooner. And this is a hard lesson to learn, but I also think about what earning that £65,000 last year cost me. It cost me a lot of my peace, a lot of my energy, and I just couldn't keep it up, Anyway, let's get back to the details of this design income category. Around 89% of this came from just my regular contracted rate, my regular design work. And that income stream has a small increase just because I got a promotion in November 2022. And so what we're seeing here is just the full year of me being paid at that rate. And then the rest of this category is profit sharing, which is where twice a year we get a share in the profits that the company has experienced over the last 6 months. And for me, that came to £22,310, which is a pretty sweet bonus, and I'm very pleased with that. Moving on to totals, because you basically just heard the total for my design job as creative director, that £183,500, and the total that I earned from my design education side business this year was just £11,200. This side business made up only 6% of my total income, which is the smallest percentage that it has ever made up since I started doing these reports. But still, overall, I earned around £194,700 for the year. So if we look at that number alone, it was a good year financially. But that was around $43,000 or 18% less than I earned the year before. So my income streams have definitely taken a hit. And we can say that financially, Burnout has cost me more than £43,000. I'm not gonna lie, it was extra hard to sit down and put this report together this year. I really value transparency, and it's one thing to share these numbers when things are looking good, you're seeing successes, you can pass on those learnings to other people so that they can try income streams for themselves. But it's been a real test of that transparency to report on losses and the things that I've done wrong in my business. It definitely feels extra vulnerable, but I hope it was useful. I hope it was interesting. You can read the full report, see all the charts over on my blog, as well as see my expenses there as well, which, when we bring that into account. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And if you haven't yet heard about the very exciting project that I'm currently working on to rebrand ConvertKit to Kit and all of the learnings and work that has entailed, you can go check that out right here.